Good morning. Morning, everybody. Hope you are well. Let me know I'm coming through okay. I think I am. Aaron, Amira, Martin, Dale, Omar, John, Silver. Good morning, guys. Happy, what day is it today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Morning. Well, something interesting has started to develop. It's funny how one thing kind of closes, and when I talk about that, my FTMO, and potentially something else opens up. So I had a conversation yesterday about, and I've been asked quite a few times, stay away from the red button. Yeah, I'm recording, Martin. I placed it. I usually place it on the stream starting soon button, so I remembered it this time. I put a little sticky note here. And I've been asked quite a few people, certainly some of my friends, if they can give me money and I'll trade for them. It's not, certainly with friends, it's not really something I like to do. I don't think getting money in the way, with what we do as well. I could report a loss and they get a bit worried, and it's not really something I would like to do with friends. So I've kind of said no. Obviously, the amount there is not enough. I mean, it sounds bad, but it's not enough for me to trade off to make a real difference if I'm taking a cut of that, 10 grand or 20 grand. But there's a guy up at the golf club who's obviously a very wealthy guy, and I've been talking to him for quite some time and about what I do, and he was kind of approaching a little bit with an offer of quite a little bit of capital, where he takes his 7%, which is what he kind of wants, and then I keep the rest, which is quite interesting. So we'll see how that develops. It's not something that I ever thought I would do, but hedge fund potentially starting up. Interesting. Certainly a nice amount of capital. So it's just funny how these things work, isn't it? Anyway, let's get into the markets. Shall we? SPX, we have tagged this. Appreciate that, Mark. Appreciate that, man. Again, this is nothing confirmed. It's just something that we were kind of talking a little bit about, and because of the amount of money, it's something that I probably would be interested in. But again, let's see. Okay, so we tagged this area, and probably expecting some sort of reaction here. It's still risk on. It's completely risk on. I would go with that as well. We do know there is... Morning, Lam. Morning, Darren. We do know that there is extensions in those yen pairs. Would it make sense this has a reaction here? Possibly, but momentum is there. Momentum is to the upside. We're looking very nice. We are looking very nice. In any normal currency pair, we'd say, well, this is a little bit extended, but index says work slightly different. So what are we thinking? We are getting a little bit, would you call this messy on smaller time frames? Maybe a little bit. We've possibly got the reaction coming here now on a little bit of volume. Do I want to call a pullback? I don't know if I want to call a pullback just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was one. Now, the other way of looking at this is if we put a simple line chart on it, are we getting, and we have had this before in the SPX, I know I was going to show you that, but I will get to that with this example of that kind of impulse, loss of momentum, possible harder reset before continuation. That would make sense. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if this pushes on. Now, again, the reason why we do our risk sentiment is to decide whether we're risk on, risk off. Are we buying the yen and the Swiss, potentially the dollar, or are we not? And we can't really say that right now. I mean, we know the yen, again, these pairs, if we go back to Aussie yen, New Zealand yen, CAD yen, they're just so extended. But are we getting to the end now? Now, again, I'm not talking about a crash down. I'm talking about a pullback action into this before continuation. The candles that we're seeing, I mean, we look at this. Let's look at CAD yen as well. I think, Martin, you're in CAD yen, right? Momentum is a little bit stalling. Look at these candles all the way up, right? And then look at what we're getting on this daily. We've tried to push it on. There is now sellers potentially coming in. We know there's a massive gap here between the Aussie CAD. I thought the one you sent me on general chat was CAD yen. Anyway, yes, NZD CAD, yeah. No, the one you sent me on general chat this morning was CAD yen, wasn't it? Morning, Nick, mate. Morning, buddy. Morning, EFO. Oh, CAD Swiss, sorry. Anyway, Okay, fair enough. I'll go into that as well. But I mean, what I'm essentially saying is there's big extensions here. Could we be in line for a pullback? I think if we do, a good place to have it would be right now. So risk on, but be aware of some potential pullbacks in this index, possibly some profit taking, possibly that loss of momentum, maybe in this SPX. But I wouldn't be surprised if it pushed on. I didn't take that one. All right, okay. Sorry, I must have got mixed up there, Martin. Anyway, it's okay. I'll have a look at it afterwards as well. Okay, dollar tagged the area. This quite significant zone. It certainly is significant right now. Price action moving back. This is what we thought. You know, I've gotten the dollar wrong countless times the last couple of weeks, but this is what we thought might happen. Now, what we need is a kind of RTE, right? A reason to enter, you know, in this potential continuation dollar longs. You know, we could look at something larger, something like this for a potential break to the upside. Doesn't have to happen, but at the moment we're obviously in a dollar pullback. I've got, in terms of a daily perspective, no real reason to buy the dollar just yet. But you know, if we take a fib from this recent move here. Remember, the dollar does like that 50. You know, and funny enough, if I zoom in here, that 50, where's my fib gone? That 50 coincide with that 20 period MA, right? Somewhere around there. So it does look like a nice corrective. Tried to push on, wasn't ready. Maybe something around there. Rising using fibs. I use fibs quite a lot, Nick. I use fibs quite a lot. Not massively, but I know the USD does like this 50%. So yeah, maybe something like that in the DXY. Have I not used that a lot? I didn't know that. I thought I used it quite a bit. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, so dollar waiting for a reason to long it would make sense. For me personally, it could go deeper, but yeah, certainly in pullback mode. Sounds off. Is the sound off for everybody? Testing. It's fixed? All right, okay, sorry. Fixed, okay, fair enough. Okay, watch list today. Let's have a look, and then I'll look at all your pairs. Quite a few pairs to look at today. Aussie dollar is the first one, but I think this may... Oh, no, it's still okay. It's still okay. We're looking at a counter trend. Most of these will be counter trend. 200s will be a problem, but pretty simple cut with handle here, sorry, cut with handle within a potential ABC. Breakout, tag that 200, breakout, retest, movement to the downside. On Aussie dollar, as I said, there is these extensions in the Aussie pairs, but it is a counter trend environment. If we come up here, we have tagged this zone. This really isn't a bearish sign, but it's certainly a kind of indecisive sign between buyers and sellers in this Aussie dollar. We do have that extension. You know, we'd be looking for a pullback, a potential breakout retest to get involved in that pullback in an Aussie dollar. And with potential dollar strengthening up, maybe a SPX pullback, that would make sense for me. That would make sense for me. 4 hour is okay. I mean, what it's doing now, it depends on how this 4 hour closes, which I believe is still got a bit to go. So we may get some rejection here, which is what we're looking at in terms of our C wave for, again, a bigger pullback. And again, we're looking at, you know, something kind of similar, a little bit of a loss of momentum here. So maybe a potential counter trend in the Aussie dollar would make sense. But that's what I'm looking for, a breakout retest, depending on what happens with that 200. Looks okay. It looks okay. New Zealand yen, short. New Zealand yen. This daily bar is a little bit better. I mean, look at that. Imagine if you got in down here on the, that's unbelievable. That move here. Getting a little bit climactic. And this is our confluence. And what's happening with this bar as well? Anybody notice a little bit of added confluence with this bar? No? Coming on high volume. Getting some volume coming in on it as well. So with a counter trend trade, there's our kind of confluence. High volume. Well done, Ifo. Yep, well done. 4 hour as well, we've kind of got our, not really a bearish 180, but certainly a bearish candle where it looks to be more like in pullback mode than it has been in previous days or weeks, really. So, V reversal on this 1 hour chart, Martin, you'll like this. Big V reversal here, clean pullback into that, and we're looking for a breakout retest. Again, these pesky 200s may possibly in the way of 1-to-1. What I like about what it's doing now is if we do break and kind of retest here, it's a decent risk reward if we get what we want. So we're thinking about the trajectory of this, maybe down here. We could get 1-to-1 before that 200, which would be enough for me to take that trade. So New Zealand yen, potential counter trend shorts on that V reversal. Euro USD. I'll let you type, Martin, before I move on, because if you're asking something about this. Good to see so many of you in the room this morning. Always nice. How's everybody's trading going? Silver, how's your FTMO going? Ash, is Ash here? Ash, how's your FTMO going as well? Like shit? Oh, sorry to hear that, Nick. The TP, moves to stop loss. Yeah, V reversal looks great for my strategy. I thought you'd like that. It's pretty clean, right? It's pretty clean. We do have a zone that is respected here from this area. We've not kind of broken through it, but it's certainly respected right now. Still frozen. Good call. Good call, Ash. Good call. 5% this month. Well done, John. Well done, mate. At least, at least somebody's doing well. That's a good sign. Okay, Euro USD. Euro USD. Euro USD. This is interesting, the Euro USD, because my bias has been to the downside for quite some time, right? And it's been setting up for. You shorted all yesterday. Oh, you got in. Well done, mate. Well done. I'll go through that as well because I was very close to getting in on that. Unfortunately, didn't quite get an entry. So with Euro USD, you know, you're really expecting this to move to the downside from this impulse. Nice corrective. Really digesting this move. Ready to move to the downside. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Again, from this bar, you'd expect this to kind of topple. It's not done that. And what we've got yesterday is this. And again, what do we see in confluence with this hammer bar, which technically could be a bullish sign on Euro USD daily? EFO go again. High volume, right? Volume coming into it. So it's kind of putting a little bit of doubt right now. Yes, power of the trend is to the downside. Okay, I agree with that. But this particular bar and the fact that we've not melted down does put a little doubt in my mind whether, okay, are we trending? Are we moving to the downside? Yes, dollar does look bullish, okay? But that's just a bias. Dollar could drop off. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. This is potentially a decent hedge play on that. Again, 200 may be an issue. This pesky bloody 200s, usually with these counter trend moves. But this is really nice. You know, V reversal, we can look at this as a V reversal head and shoulders. Again, your little V reversal in here, pushing on a triple, double, quadruple V reversal. Essentially, we are squeezing into this zone. So this is good. This is nice. Breakout, retest, movement to the upside. Again, the problem here is that potential 200 on the hourly. In terms of the 4 hour, you know, we do have, you know, what you'd expect the retest to be potentially sold into. You know, we've got these two bars here. So as a retest trader, I certainly wouldn't be looking at this to short it right now. And we are pushing through this slight anchor on smaller time frames. So yeah, I think that's a decent setup if I do get it. But let's see on that 200. Let's see on that 200. EU shorts. Okay, breakouts. We finally have your in EU on the 15-minute. Okay. Let's have a look at this. EU on the 15. Yep, I can see why you would have taken that. Well done. Yep, I can see why you'd taken that. Could potentially be a really nice move, potentially. But, you know, it's still it still does look good to the downside from a general perspective. You know, it's just this bar does interest me a little bit with high volume, with the fact that from a trend theory perspective, you would expect it to really fall down. It's not done that yet. But You know, we could do a few things. You come back and retest this trend line. We could break out of this corrective, accumulate before moving to the downside. But you know, with every trade, there's opposite and different ways of thinking, right? Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. But I mean, it's breaking through now, so let's see. Okay, breakouts. We finally have some breakouts to look at, too, in fact. The German 40, which unfortunately is just breaking out. It's a bit of a shame there. I was looking at it here to possibly accumulate a little bit more from this. You know, you could look, no, you can't really look at this, but I was looking at it from here, cup with handle. That unfortunately has gone. That's a shame. I like that. I liked where it is on the daily. Bigger V reversal. Few days here, or about a week of digestion before moving to the upside, but I needed a little bit more on that 4 hour. So unfortunately, that's gone. Is volume also a lagging indicator? In one of my many reads, I remember something like that because amount of transaction in Forex, volume from the charts, TradingView, and other brokers may not be reliable. Sorry, just trying to add volume correctly to my analysis. Is volume a lagging indicator? Do you know what, Martin? I'm not entirely sure. My initial reaction would be no. Do you know what? That is a great question, Martin. So volume, this is again a little fun fact that is not going to make any difference in your trading, but your volume doesn't come directly from the exchange. It comes from your broker. So it's not actually 100% accurate, but it's essentially the best we've got. Let's have a look at this. Is volume a lagging indicator? Lagging, leading and lagging. So it must be no. I'll go into that properly. My initial reaction is no, because we're getting it there on particular moving averages. Yes, a lagging indicator. I'll go into that afterwards. Great question. Great question. Again, my initial response to that would be no. Okay, sorry. German 40, and the last one here is USD Swiss. USD Swiss. As I said, guys, there's things that I don't know that if I don't know, I'll tell you. And but my initial reaction is that volume would not be a lagging indicator. Okay, V reversal here on USD Swiss. We are currently on pullback mode. There is a potential for an aggressive entry somewhere around here. I like where it is on the daily. If we notice the daily, nice little pullback from our push. Pullback in. We've got our hammer bar here. A decent bullish bar on a little bit of volume coming in yesterday. If we dissect this this 4 hour, we can see our okay. Well, yeah. Instead of me saying anything, what am I seeing here? Where are we taking? The silver's just going to answer this. So ABC here. We've got an ABC. We're looking at a break from B wave, a nice area to be involved in. Something like this for a break to the upside on USD Swiss. I like that trade. I like that breakout. As I said, I will be looking for a potential aggressive entry. You know, possibly if I'll use my fib again, Nick. I'll use my fib again twice in one day. But I do know the USD likes that 50% area. So if we do come down here and we get a catalyst on some kind of volume, which we'd expect over London Open, then that might be a decent aggressive entry. That might be a decent aggressive entry on USD Swiss. I like that trade. I like that breakout. And okay, before I go into your guys' setups, let's have a look at oil. So oil was a good idea, right? It was a good idea on this 30-minute. We obviously analyzed the 4 hour and certainly the daily, what we were thinking of from this perspective, and I got the outcome. Got the outcome that I was looking for, but I was so close to a trade here. So on this retest, everything about this retest is nice, right? Oh, 1 second. It's probably easier if I zoom out a bit. Yeah, here. So everything about this retest is nice. We're in a kind of steady state. Okay, you want to call an ABC, fine. That's I would probably call this a steady state retest. But there just wasn't anything here just to get me in. You know, it was very close. Not a lot of volume coming in. Not real uptick in volume on a catalyst to get me in on oil shorts. And yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get involved in it. But again, it's good to see ideas kind of going through. I think Kiwi dollar went to the downside as well. Unfortunately, didn't quite get on that on that either. Euro pound didn't. It went the complete opposite way. But you know, with Kiwi dollar here, the retest just wasn't there. You know, it just wasn't there. It wasn't as clean. It looks a bit more like this, right? Rather than the retest we'd like to see. But ultimately a good reaction. So ultimately a good reaction. And Kiwi dollar there. Kiwi dollar there. I don't know if I'll start taking some... No, I won't. I won't say what I was about to say. I won't say what I was about to say. Great view reversal setup there, plus confirmation from the fib. Another fib from you. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's go into your guys' setups. What we're looking at, silver. Aussie CAD to the downside. I had Aussie CAD on my list. No, sorry, not on my list. I did look at Aussie CAD in the morning here. I just didn't like where it was on this daily. You know, I didn't like the confluence that we had here. I know you're looking at a breakdown to the downside, in which case the context, yep, would have been valid if we're going here, breakout, retest, move to the downside. That would have been valid from this context, but I don't think we get it. But I just didn't like where it was on the daily. So context, yeah, you could say, well, this bar here, potential movement a little bit more to the downside, yep, and certainly yesterday. So, yeah, actually, there's something there. There is something there if we dive deeper into it. As I said, the context is good, but it looks to be that this wants to potentially push a little bit. So, yeah, I agree with the context. But I don't think you'll get it. But obviously, you're looking for a breakout retest. So, yeah. Pound New Zealand. Again, I was looking at this one as well, silver. My problem with Pound New Zealand, I was trying to say, okay, why am I getting in? What's getting me in? And there certainly is an argument here for, I mean, look how we move. This is crazy. Remember we had a breakout from, where did we have a breakout from? We had a breakout from there. On Pound New Zealand. I remember. See, again, this was my terrible fucking... Sorry, excuse my language, guys. This was my bad... This was a bad trade. Absolutely poorly managed trade from me. Poorly managed. We took the breakout, remember? We had TP1 just here. Moved to stop. I think the stop must have been... Or the breakout area must have been somewhere here. I think we got nicked out somewhere here. And then it moved back down to the downside. You know, that is a terrible trade by me. Apologies, guys. That was a terrible trade for me. Pound Aussie miss. I mean, that is all emotions. It's funny that, right? That's all emotions. But again, live and learn. They'll come around again, and best believe I ain't going to make the same mistake again. So Pound New Zealand, yes, massive move to the downside. We're getting some potential reaction on this daily chart. You know, nothing really sticking out. Context is good. Yep, context is good. Again, you know, look at it from probably here in this accumulation phase for a breakout retest. Issue with this 200 if it does indeed come, unless you tag it and retest. But I can see why you like it. You know, nice little bit of mess in here. I do like a little bit of mess. Sometimes the mess may involve, if it does break out, it kind of goes without us, right? In terms of, you know, price action like this. So 4 hour again, I was looking at a Pound New Zealand break to the downside, but I just didn't like where the daily was. Very similar with EURUSD, where you'd probably expect this to move down. But yeah, in terms of, do I think it's worth a trade to the upside if you get it? Yeah, I think there's certainly the risk reward there, absolutely, for a potential trade to the upside. Oh fuck! No sound. The sound. No sound. Oh, it went off, did it? Did I get? Okay, fair enough. I got muted for my F word, did I? Sorry, Discord. When did I come back on? Sorry, I was in the zone there. I wasn't even looking at the Discord. Sorry, guys. Did you hear what I talked about with pound New Zealand? Okay, fair enough. Okay, good. So yeah, I like the idea. I think Omar, you had a few of the similar ones, right? Aussie CAD, yep. Did you have pound New Zealand? Aussie Swiss, EA, GJ, USD Huff. That looks all right, Omar. USD Huff. Okay, I'll go from the start. I've done Aussie CAD. Let's do the other ones. Aussie Swiss. Aussie Swiss. Aussie Swiss here. Yep, context was good. Maybe here, push, read, breakout, retest. Yep, I mean, it was good up until this point in time, right? So for a breakout retest, it's kind of gone. You wanted to break through here and retest, but context there, yep, I like it. Context there, I like it. I mean, this is the thing about, you think about, should I take breaks from lower time frames? Should I not? We think about oil yesterday, Kiwi dollar. The break would be good. Euro pound, the break, I don't know if the break happened, but you look at this and you realize, okay, there's a lot of times where the breaks happen on these smaller time frames and they fake and move up. But it would make sense to move to the downside because, again, this particular large hammer on the daily chart. So Aussie Swiss, I like the context, but it's obviously gone now. EA. Hold on, let me go put you guys up here in case I'm missing anything. Sorry. USD CAD, yeah, sure, I'll do that as well then. EA. Let me know if anybody wants me to look at anything as well. Again, EA I did think about, Omar. EA I did think about from here, where you're looking at. Again, this is kind of just really gone off a little bit. You wanted this to break here from this structure, breakout, retest, move to the upside or whatever kind of your strategy is. And it's not really done that yet. So maybe if you get something like this, breakout, retest, this potentially keeps coming down, that would be good. EA is another one that has moved extensively to the downside. You do have confluence, a little bit better for your counter trend here. Volume coming in. Obviously, a massive move on EA. Can't happen. It can't last forever. 4 hour does look like a corrective, though. I mean, that's a look at that trend. That is lovely. Only traders would say that's lovely, but that is a lovely trend to the downside on EA. So yeah, it would have to reset up for me. Now, Omar, I know you sent it before that happened, but it would have to reset up. Good though. You're spotting good things. It's good to see. GJ. Okay, so with GJ, right? What are you looking at here, GJ? Here. Okay, yeah, I can see what you're looking at here. This area. I was about to say we can't take this from this section here because we've not got any clear area, but you've not actually put that in your chart. So well done. Well done, Omar. Excellent. Pull back in. 200 is in a good position there because we probably break out underneath it. Where is it on the 1 hour? Again, you might have some room for 1-to-1. Daily chart as well. You've got some confluence there with possibly buying coming to an end. 4 hour could be in that corrective. And a breakout retest on GJ, albeit it's a counter trend idea. Yeah, in terms of a setup, good. I would like that. Yeah, I would like that. Well done, Omar. Oop. GJ, what else have we got? And USD Huff. I don't trade USD Huff, but let's have a look at this. I've never even looked at USD Huff, but that looks pretty nice. Where is it? Hey, look, I was right on it. Look at that. What's the chances of that happening? I didn't even look at it, I promise you. USD Huff. Okay, let me get this up. What's the, I hope this is not like USD Turkish. What's the spread? Swap, sorry. 73. Okay, that's all right. Okay, USD Huff. Excuse me, guys. I'm just getting let me just get a quick view of it. Daily. Daily ain't great, though. Daily ain't great. Your probably bias would be that this falls to the downside, right? From a daily perspective. Yes, okay, I get we're going on an uptrend here. Hell of a move to the upside here. Kind of a snap back in that corrective. Bias on the daily would maybe movement down. Have a look at the 4 hour. So you're looking here. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you what though, Omar. That is up until what it's doing now. Okay, so if you're getting, let's forget about this. If you've got this, okay, taking from here in this nice corrective, push on, then you got that. As a context-wise, that's good. Okay, that's good. And you would probably think about putting your order in there after this particular bar, because you'd expect this, or you'd want this to push from here, because the context would certainly be valid. Absolutely be valid from there. 20 pairs in a good position. Again, just from a context point of view. But once you see this, it's unfortunately something that I would look at. Certainly if you break underneath the lows and say, right, I'm going to take my order out here, because the pattern is certainly shifted from this particular bar, okay, from this bar here. So context here was great. When you sent it through, great. And if it did break through, yeah, it would certainly be nice. But it's just slightly shifting on this, and it may be due to that daily confluence. Maybe due to that daily confluence. But nice content. I mean, nice setup. Nice setup. Nice setup. Okay, USD CAD. USD CAD. Let's have a look at USD CAD. Which way you looking, Lam? You looking short? Are you in this? Are you in this potentially here? Somewhere on this wick? Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries, mate. USD CAD. I mean, it's another one that's moved quite well, though, right? Oil coming off a little bit, but it's still risk on, so you know it still will have an effect with CAD. Looking for long. Looking for long. Maybe potentially on a complex. I don't know if I like the long bias, Lam. I'll be personally. Okay, John, I'll go through that as well. Looking to follow the trend on GJ. I don't know if I like the idea of going long USD CAD, Lam. To be honest with you, from the way that I look at charts, here try to push is completely kind of flip back. If you do get that dollar strengthening, if you do get the markets and potential pullback, then yeah, you probably expect USD CAD to rise. But from a daily perspective, okay, you've got this here, but it's not really telling us much, right? This bar is not really telling us much. Buyers try to push it on. We've had sellers coming in and taking it down. Maybe we get in the point of accumulation, correction through time rather than through price, maybe. Yes, I would understand buying it on support down here for a pullback because of the move to the downside. That I would understand. Yeah, it is a bit of a strange chart because you know you would expect the pullback, right? And it's just been sold into at an area where it's been sold quite extensively. So yeah, it's a tough one to say USD CAD, Lam. I would say I don't really have a bias right now. I wouldn't have a bias. Looking to follow the trend on GJ. Did we do GJ? Oh, you're looking long on GJ. Looking long on GJ. Yeah, I mean, the trend is up. The trend is up, John. The trend is up. I mean, I wouldn't have bought GJ here. And look how it's moved as well. So, could it move? Yeah, it could have. It could move to the upside. Yen has been very weak. It doesn't mean that yen has to, you know, we have to get in pullback today. So if you get a break, I mean, if you get a break above here, right, then it probably would look a little bit better. I just don't like where it is on the daily, you know, for longing it. And as I said, I've said that down here as well. just because of that's the way that I look at markets. So, you know, I was wrong here. Yeah, could push on. Certainly, I mean, if something fundamental comes out, then, you know, it will go out with technical analysis where it can push on. So, yeah. Yep. Why not? But I do like the setup. I just say I do like Omar's setup here. If we do get something like this for a potential move on that daily pullback. You're seeing an ABC here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's not the nicest. It's not the nicest because of this. In terms of an ABC, I mean technically, yes, you could call it that, a complex corrective. In which case, a break above B would be a good sign for potential GJ longs. I just worry about doing something like the New Zealand Swiss yesterday. So if we look at New Zealand Swiss here, where it did push on, and you know, you probably would have made a bit of money on this. Well, you should have. I'm not. This is not about you, Martin. But if you bought it down here on retest for movement up, so intraday trader should have made money, and then look what happened here. It kind of moved straight to the downside, and the reason is just because I think that daily is just so extended. So yeah. All right, guys. Anything else you want me to look at before I head off? I did record it. Yes, I did record it. Good. But again, I mean, John, you know that we trade differently. So, yeah, it may, you know, you're up 5. I mean, look at this way, John. You're up 5%. I'm not up 5% this month. So, there you go. I did feel my 3 candle confirmation, thank God, because it went straight down. Yeah. NZD CAD. So, NZD CAD. Okay, I'll do this. I'll just have a quick look at that before I went away. So, NZD CAD, you're still in, right? So did we have, you entered in here. Did you enter somewhere here? It was there, right? So it did come up. I know you had a little bit of a larger stop. And I did say the stop was good. I mean, you were probably in here as well, a little bit worried. But good trade. And this is the difference. This is what I think was the difference there was, I know where it was a counter trend idea in New Zealand Swiss with a trending idea, right? New Zealand Swiss. But you can just see the difference where we analyze these 2 candles and specifically this one. And we talked about that, the fact that if we take this away and you're looking at this area from this particular bar, you know, you've got to be a buyer in NZD CAD, right? Because from this trending market, is it digested? Is that your reason to enter? Is that your catalyst? Yeah. And then we've just fallen off from there. So, yeah, good trade. Like, and if you think about it, again, we go into the market dynamics and the kind of psychology of markets. If you're buying from this bar, let's just, for example, if Jimmy Bob is buying from this bar, Jimmy Bob from Tennessee, is that where I'm not okay? Jimmy Bob is buying from this bar. He's obviously worried here because we think about it. In this wick, we've tried, New Zealand CAD buyers have tried to push this up, and they've massively failed. Okay, from here, so it doesn't look great. So yeah, good trade. I caught GJ and CJ yesterday on your 5-minute on your style. Good, good, excellent. Move stop loss to great, good stuff. These are my high time frame setups on AU, EU, GU, NU. I've been trading more than 15 minutes just because of the high time frame steps in 10 days to form, mainly because it's trend following. New Zealand dollar to the upside. British pound, USD. You're in these trades, Nick. You taking them from the areas you're saying this is your you're in this trade now. Is that correct? And you're in this trade from here. Just trying to figure out your entries. Not in the EU. Okay, I get you. Yeah. I mean, your risk reward is great, Nick. Right? So, if you get one of these setting up, you'll probably make money if you lose all 3. Right? All right, I started my Forex funds 50K challenge. Still didn't take my first trade. Okay, good luck, Omar. I'm actually going to do, my next one is going to be the 200K MFF. I'm not going to do the FTMO. I'm just going to try my Forex funds. Yeah, there you go. And what I'm also going to try, so the other good thing about my Forex funds is cheaper. So FTMO is what, $1,400 for the 200. My Forex fund, I believe, is $1,000. But I want to try this one. Let me go to their website. So I'm going to put $1,000 into, I think it's called StockNet Institute Forex Funding, where there's no challenge. Hold on, let me get my phone. I'll just show you this. If you guys are not interested, then you can go off. Don't worry, I won't be offended. I'm just getting the website for this because I think it's a very interesting concept. StockNet Institute. StockNet Institute. Who's that? Who has 1 million? Here we go. So if we go down, what they do, let me go about us. The institute over here. Right. Okay, so they'll boost your deposit 10 times. So if I put $1,000 in, they give me 10 grand, right? You know, it's whatever. I'm just trying it right now. But each time you achieve 10% growth, we will double your account size. This is not affected by profit withdrawals. Okay, so it's instant funding. One trading rule, we cap overall drawdown 8%, no time restraints, profit targets, restrictions, or daily. Oh, they do. I thought they had a daily drawdown. They don't have a daily drawdown. Up to 90% profit splits. Grow your profit split from 50 to 90 as you scale your account. And yeah, this is really interesting to me because obviously I hate challenges. I hate that kind of... what does this does? Compared to FTMO. Stupid. How so? 8% drawdown. They're banking on the fact that, but you never know what they'll be doing behind the scenes, you know, so they might, you know, end up copying profitable traders that have scaled their account. But in terms of stupid, no, I don't agree with you at all. For me personally, looking at this, if I can scale my account, double my account, let's say I start on, put $1,000 in, get 10 grand, get 10% on it, then 20, 10%, 40, you know, takes some time. But for me, this is interesting. And I like this. I really like this. No time restraints. As I said, it's something that I'm going to personally try. I'm going to personally try it. As I said, because I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting. But not to start with a lot of money. But no, I don't really agree with you, Nick, to be honest. I'll let you explain, though. I'll let you explain. Yeah, correct. But you've got to think about the fact that you have a challenge and you have a verification. You've got a time limit with FTMO. So that I agree with. Okay, I agree with you on that in that sense. But you know, you could be spending a lot more money on FTMO than potentially this concept. If you are a trader, like I consider myself a good trader, but a selective trader, in which case the market right now ain't great, and that's why I didn't pass my verification, you know? So it's only the fact that they scale their 10, it's basically because it's instant. Sounds off again. You sure? It seems to be coming through okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I don't know what's happening there. But yeah, essentially for me, it's because it's instant. It's because it's instant. So, as I said, I'm going to test it, and let's see. Let's see what happens. But I'm going to do the My Forex Funds 200K as well. But just not yet. Just not yet. All right, guys. If there's nothing else, Been on for quite some time this morning. They have a limit on how much you put into it. Oh, right. Well, they say it's up to 1 million. I don't actually know. I'm not putting 200K in. I don't actually know if they I think the maximum you can put in is maybe $10,000. Let's have a look. So 80. So £6,400. That's their limit initially. That's their limit initially. But you wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't trust to do that right now. Anyway, I wouldn't want to do that right now. Yeah. But I said, like, I'll test it. If it's good, then I can recommend it. And maybe it may be something that other traders do like. You know, that would prefer doing this rather than an FTMO or my Forex funds. I love them. I love them, Nick. You know, I do personally. Personally, I like them. But maybe that'll change. Maybe that'll change as I get on. Right now, you know, I do like the idea. Yeah, I mean, I think the who was it that had all that stuff come out? Trading Talent? Is it Trading Talent? No. Trading. Who's the company? Trader Central. Trader Central. That basically messed everybody up. So yeah, reliability is key. But it's certainly a good business model because they're banking on the fact that most people fail. But funding talent, yeah, funding talent. That's it. Funding talent. Right, guys, I better go. 95% of people pay for your funding. Yeah, exactly. Hey, if we're in the 5%, then who cares about that 95%, right? As long as the people in here are in the 5%, then let the 95% do what they want to do. Give us our profits. It'll be fine by me. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the morning, where we'll do it all over again. No worries, mate. Cheers, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Peace.